guys, and welcome back to the World Cyber Games Day 2 here live from Xi'an, China, where it's time for some Warcraft 3 action. As we just had a little bit of StarCraft action on this stage as well. Thought I was enjoying it.
Yeah. It's nice, you know, to be able to enjoy more than one RTS. But now it's time for some Warcraft 3. The crowds, I think they're pretty hyped. Sky showed up, and it's like it feels like the biggest superstar in this whole place. Just got there. He got surrounded immediately and kind of mobbed for photos and autographs. And it's pretty cool actually to have Sky cast on the Chinese commentary team. Sadly, my Chinese is not quite good enough to enjoy that, even if I were to check out the VODs later, but it's cool nonetheless.
Yeah, I'd absolutely love to listen to our voice Sky. It's actually really cool, guys, because we're sitting here on this little desk, and you've got a little bit of the audience behind us, and then behind us, obviously, the stage as well. And then maybe 20 meters to the right, there's the Chinese casting desk, and there is a sea of people around it. Yeah. Everybody's taking pictures of Sky sitting down, and Sky just wants to cast some video game stuff, but I don't think they're going to let him. There's going to be a camera in his face with his entire best of 3. He's not going to do all 3, right? We've got 3, by the way, for you guys. We're going to talk about that soon.
3 great matches.
Yeah, I think Sky's only doing the first one, but the first one, Johan, is a very, very big one.
Yeah, of course, like there's already been matches being played throughout the day, which sadly weren't streamed. Like we got to take a look at some of these games. Hawk is doing really well currently in the group. He was able to beat 4 players and only lost 1 series so far, so he's doing extremely well, and it's pretty good news, I guess.
I mean, that's super cool, because I think a lot of people, if you looked at this big round-robin group, I don't know how much you guys watched Warcraft 3, but for most people this was pretty clear-cut, right? You know, we're going to have a semi-finals between TH, Infi, Moon and Lolliot. That's the way it's going to be, and I hope we have a couple fun matches in the groups. But then Hawk came from Russia and he said, no guys, I ain't having none of that. Nobody got time for that all Chinese-Korean semi-final stuff. He's going to put himself in the semi-finals already with 4-1 in a 7-man group.
It's 4-2 actually.
Okay, 4-2 at this point. It is still 99.9% sure. I believe it's 100% sure, but I don't want to go out on a limb that Hawk will make it into the playoffs. But for now, let's take a look at the rules real quick here, Todd. Of course, we are playing Warcraft 3, the Frozen Throne. Tournament format is we have 7 players in a massive round-robin group. They're all playing best of 3s against each other. And, well, obviously we're going to have semi-finals and finals later down the road as well. And then, Todd, they're going to duke it out for all the marbles.
Yeah, it's a lot of money on the line. $25,000 for first place, $10,000 for second, and $5,000 for third. Still love that we have a third place match here in Warcraft 3, and pretty crazy that the 4th place is not going to get anything, but I guess it will give them everything to play for in that 3rd place match.
Yeah, it's a brutal 3rd place match. Like often, I think the reason why people don't like it is like, you know, there's not that much of a difference. I think here the difference is double massive. You know, call me a nerd, Todd, but I would much rather have that medal. I know you've got medals of WCG.
You're a cool nerd.
I'm actually super jealous of that. Like, I would hang those above my bed.
Well, you got some Home Story Cup medals, right?
Oh my god, yeah, the participation medal, great. 0-4 run, well 1-4 actually, I took a math. No, I mean, I got a couple trophies. I still have a trophy that I kiss every night.
Well, what is it?
The clan-based one, Euro Cup.
Who did you beat in that?
Grubby, twice.
Okay, that's not too bad. You beat him twice in that tournament?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Overall final and
who else?
Semi-final, Sase. And then there was a whole bunch of online players that I beat to get there.
That's not bad.
I know, I kiss it every night.
Grubby.
It's my one claim to fame.
2 guys that I've actually lost to quite a few times in tournaments, and they were pretty good. So
I think a lot of people did. I mean, both Sase and Grubby.
Yeah.
Very good players. Well, let's. I think we can start talking a little bit about our upcoming best of 3 here.
I don't know if we're going to bring up a graphic. I was just kind of waiting for that. But
yeah.
I guess we can talk about all 3 matches. First, we're going to have Infi going up against Moon. So that's going to be a really big one here, as both players, they're still in contention to advance. Currently, let me look. We got Moon in 3rd place in the group and Infi in 4th. They both have 3-1, but they've both got 2 games left to play. And Lolliot is also in contention. So technically, it's not like both of them could go out, but one of them could actually go out, and maybe Lolliot could sneak in. So
no, winning here is very, very big for both these guys, because the situation is a bit dicey. Things look bad for Lolliot at the moment, but he did 2-0 Moon, so maybe there's still a way for him in there. I think if I'm Lolliot here, even though that might be a bit rude, I would probably be cheering against Moon, because he's the one who had the 2-0 victory over Moon, right? So if there is going to be a 3-way tie, that's probably the best thing for Lolliot. By the way, he seems like the most chill guy ever. I don't know if he was just playing tournament games or not, but he's like no headset. He grabs his phone in the middle of like building his altar.
Oh, that was in a tournament.
Okay. He's super chill. He looks behind. He's like, oh, hey, Roddy, nice to meet you. I'm like, shouldn't you be playing your game? He's like, don't worry. He's like creeping with his AOW. So
no, it was just
like,
that. Well, this is how you play Night Elf usually, you know, with a hot dog in a hand. And no, but he wasn't playing for the tournament, so I guess like he was having a little bit of a chill time. So I think we're gonna have the player introduction where they're gonna step on the stage. It is Infi and Moon. They're gonna trade flags as well.
I actually really love that part. I think it's very cute.
A sign of respect.
If I would give you my Dutch flag, Todd, would you take it home?
Yeah.
That's alright. Would you sit it next to your monitor, you know?
Unlike the football jersey of Feyenoord that you gave me, that I had no use for.
What can I say, Todd? I try to do the nice things. They're not always appreciated.
Look at all these fans. It's really amazing to see that Warcraft 3 is still this popular after all these years. So many fans told me it's so cool to see you here after seeing you here many years ago.
I think we're going to see some towers over here, Todd. Is Infi still a tower boy?
Not really, no.
I saw that TH was building some towers against Hunter. I think he was a bit pissed off that he dropped the second map against Hunter.
Yeah, maybe.
So he's like, you know what? You want to click on my heroes? I'll build some towers in your base. We'll see how you like that.
Infi is very good at reading the game and knows when to push and how to exactly push. Moon, you know, a lot of Night Elves, they've been going back to Demon Hunter. Hunter is being one of them. Lowlights is all about that Warden a lot of the time, but Moon is like, you know what? We're going to keep it old school and go Keeper in a lot of these games, and that's how he was able to be very successful previously in the tournament against Hawks. So Infi, knowing about that, definitely must have brainstormed how to counter that. Infi is very good at game flow, like I was saying. He knows when to push, and those mid-game pushes with a ton of rifles and priests, he's the master at that, I find, in a matchup. But if the game has to go for longer than that, he usually knows how to play as well. You know, grab that third hero, go for Knights, Mortars against Giants was something that like he was doing before, but nowadays it's a little bit more about the Bears.
Would you say that Infi is the best human player in the world?
No.
No?
I think it's Infi and TH. Like, it feels like it's kind of changing all the time.
Okay.
For a while it was TH, and like I would say with a decent margin. But nowadays they've, you know, traded series. Like Infi has had some success here and there. He's like done really well in some tournaments. So it's.
But would you rate him top 2 human in the world?
Oh yeah, like
I love how like
there's no question there.
Your no came out so strong. I was like, wow, is he like ranked 12 or something? Todd, what has happened to Infi over here? It's like, okay.
I feel like it's almost unanimous. I don't think too many people would be like, oh no, like I don't know what you're talking about. Like Infi's the best, like he's better than TH. No, I feel like almost the entire reaction from the Warcraft 3 community would be the same and be like, TH and Infi, they're at the top. And if we had to pick one, it probably would be more towards TH. But like I said, from one tournament to another, it can change entirely. And sometimes Infi really tends to deliver and perform really good in some of these tournaments. A previous champion here at WCG.
Chinese humans have always done pretty well in the World Cyber Games, though, Todd. Of course, in the early days, with Sky making multiple finals, winning 2 of them, losing just 1 of them. Infi eventually getting his own WCG trophy as well in Chengdu back then, 2009. On the other side, we have the man who has won pretty much every single thing there is to win in Warcraft 3, besides the World Cyber Games. That's of course the man who needs no introduction.
It would be pretty epic if we were to do that now after 16 years of playing this game at the highest level, returning from it, military, now a family man, still manages to be one of the sickest nerds and pro gamers in the world, the 5th race himself.
You know what, Todd? If he wins the World Cyber Games here, I want you to do another speech where you introduce him to the Esports Hall of Fame once again. And this time you're going to do it at BlizzCon, okay? I'm going to send you on that big stage where Mike Morham used to do his speeches. And then Todd is going to walk up stage. It's like, I did a speech before about Moon, but that man finally got his gold medal, so we're going to do another one.
And this time I get a telestrator, so I don't have to look down at my speech, look up at the audience, lose where I was in my speech as I look down again 3 times in a row. That was painful.
I think your speech was great. Did you talk to Moon about it?
Yeah. Actually, I posted on Weibo with the video of it, and he like reposted it, and he said thank you. Like,
really?
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
I'm honored that like you accepted on my behalf, and he said he was very impressed with it too.
Yeah. That's actually very nice. That makes my heart. It makes me feel a little warm on the interaction. Inside. Absolutely.
Between Warcraft 3 nerds.
That is a good little story. Before we're gonna go into Infi Tao rushing the crap out of Moon and stuff like that.
He's not gonna tower us.
A little bit of love, guys. That's all good. I think both players just making sure that all of their settings are correct, and then we can finally go. We've got 3 series back to back to back coming up over here on the sub stage of WCG.
It's going to be Lola. It's going up against Side after that, and then Moon will play against TH. Wow. Like Moon against TH.
So Moon's got 2 very, very big series against the 2 best human players in the world. If Moon goes 0-2-0-2, guys, and that seems unlikely, but there is a universe where that does exist because these are the 2 best human players in the world, then things can actually get very dicey.
He might be in big trouble because Lolite is 2-3, so it looks bad for him, but his last series is against Side. So if he wins that and both Lolite and Moon are 3-3, I believe that the head-to-head matters first, and Lolite won that, so Moon will almost be out. So there's everything to play for here for the 5th race, and he's facing the 2 best humans in the world in Infi and TH. Starting with this man here in the top right-hand side, playing in the blue. It is from China, Infi.
No zoom, Todd. You're not going to get a zoom over here. And of course, in the left bottom side of beautiful Amazonia.
You guys can look at the minimap. Like.
Yep. You guys can see a couple of red buildings. It's going to take a while before we really take a look at him. But this is where it's going to be. I feel like, you know, the people on stream are seeing something different than what we are seeing right now. Because there is actually neither. What is happening in the middle screen? Anyway,
This one matters. The one on the side.
All right, in the left bottom side, obviously, guys, we're looking at the barracks of Moon.
Okay, so like I talked about, Moon against human is kind of all about that keeper a lot of the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if he brought that out. By the way, Moon shouldn't have 4 wins and 1 loss. Like the score. Oh wait, what? Infi has 3-1 as well. Maybe they kept the.
Moon can definitely not be 4-1.
Yeah. So I think they kept maybe the score from the 2v2 game, or like I don't know what it is, but
yeah, the scoreboard on the top side, guys, don't look too much into it. Just trust us. Okay?
Yeah, it's 3-1 and 3-1. Unless they played series we don't know about, but I'm pretty sure.
Well,
that's
it's impossible because Moon still has to play against TH on this stage. So if he would have 2 more series while he's already 4-1, that would mean that he has 7 matches played in a group where he only has 6 opponents. So that'd be very weird. Now he is the 5th race, but it doesn't mean he can play against himself. Okay.
Maybe they count the missing player as a death loss or something, or death win.
That is possible, actually. That is possible.
But yeah, anyway, like I think we broke down the situation with the scores pretty well earlier. And we're gonna have both players creeping their lab here, starting only on Moon. Did go for the keeper that I talked about. Infi, you know, like he's known for sometimes when the start of the game goes really bad for leaving very fast. That was the case at WCG in Chengdu when he faced Fly, and then he lost everything on his side of the map, creeping the Mer camp, and then he left very quickly. He's had a couple games on this map where he crept the lab, got lightning shielded on the crypts, lost everything, or like was doing really well, and then just left. So I'm glad we're not gonna see that here. You know, like usually in those kind of series we kind of wish for stuff, but this time I was wishing for something not to happen, which was that. So it's pretty cool that already that didn't happen. Wow, we're gonna be seeing a real game.
Look at this perfect balance over here, Todd. We both get a ring, we both get a mental +3 intelligence for the heroes. So they both got the exact same items. It couldn't be any more fair. I mean, obviously the rings are not items that everybody gets very excited over. But you know what, Todd? If one person gets a ring, I feel like the other one should get a ring too.
And an agreement, an engagement, if you will. Keeper threatening forward. This is very standard here. Once you get level 2 and you know that the human is level 2 as well, you got a couple choices. Like you can, you know, try to go for a quick expand, but it's not that good and like really tricky to pull off. You could creep more to try and get level 3, but it's very dangerous to let a human get level 3. Although like for the human, the same thing applies. So usually what you wait for is maybe your 2nd or 3rd archer here from Night Elf. And then you summon Treants, and then you entangle Footman, and you kill all of them.
Footman is going to find one of these wisps, and that would actually be a very nice little pick-off. Just one more hit. First blood is drawn, at least when it doesn't include creeps. It's very nice, right? These little pick-ups here and there, finding a wisp. This is good for momentum.
Yeah, this is pretty bad for Infi, because he's being engaged from the back by these creeps here that are very annoying. And Basher Punch, they're going to be running away now. That was the first Footman down. For every entangle that happens, it should be one Footman going down here.
Yep.
Oh, the Archer, he missed my code for a little bit, but those get away here. Eventually, there is still one single entangle available here for Moon.
Seems very hard to save. Maybe this one Footman can actually be saved.
There was an Archer, I think. Still shooting at it. Observer.
Observer is, I think that Footman is still running.
Yeah, he made it away.
See it on the minimap. for now. So this wasn't that bad in the end, right? 2 entangles for only 1 footman, and he found the second wisp there as well. There is another wisp in the middle of the map. I'll take a look at that lumber from Moon. He's currently at 190. Hey, if he can find 1 more wisp, that would actually become pretty serious, right?
Yeah, he defended that pretty well, I would say. It's kind of weird because a lot of the time when you're going for rifles, you would cut footmen pretty early, right? At like 4 or 5, so that you get more gold saved up and then you can go into rifles. But because of the meta and Night Elf rushing the way they do, like I talked about, and killing footmen, Infi says, you know what? I'll just get more footmen. So you'll kill 1 or 2 or 3 footmen, but then I'll have more to defend to make sure I can help some of these get away and then still creep after you have to go home.
Shouldn't there be like a farm next to the laboratory? I think he's sending a unit over right now, but I feel like if he had revealed there, he could have actually picked up one of these archers. So the keeper is going to find 2 footmen in the end, and that's obviously very nice for Moon here. These are very easy pickups. But that archmage start with that second mantle now as well, I really don't mind it that much, especially with how close it is to level 3 already.
Yeah, he's going to get that really fast here by creeping this. Does go for the weapon elemental before getting level 3 here. Wanted to make
don't move intelligence. Don't move intelligence.
Actually, it is not bad. Especially when you have 2 mantles like this and extra damage. I like that Moon doesn't get too stubborn as well. Damn, they're both getting
this is a nice
super keeper and super archmage. Yeah.
This is a nice camp though, right, for Moon, because he's basically taking a couple of the creeps away from the side of Infi. That keeper is not level 3 yet, but it is a lot healthier than this archmage is. Another entangle is going to land on one of these.
That's level 3. Can he deny? Infi? Oh, yeah, very important one. Because if he gets level 3 here, Moon, that's pretty bad news for Infi. That rifle in particular might get targeted down. Like 1 single entangle would already do so much damage to it. And you know, it's kind of like I explained last time. Once upon a time, it was all about the alchemist second, but nowadays we see a lot more Panda being hired from Night Elf as second hero.
There is a second hero, but we haven't really seen it yet. There is that Panda indeed, Todd. There's that entangle as well that you were talking about. And this rifle. Rifles are expensive, guys. Another deny there by Infi. That's back-to-back denies, preventing the heroes from Moon getting the experience. And that keeper, still level 2.
Yeah, usually you would leave your rifles back at home for a while. And like a whole trick when you're playing against keeper is you're somewhat supposed to creep on your side of the map. I'm actually really surprised that Infi is creeping this far out, because Moon's gonna click on Moonwells, head back out, and then start targeting those units again. The thing that Infi has done so well this game was getting level 3 early and denying level 3 from his opponent. So maybe that's what's making him super confident and having MK as well now.
It's a risky move, but it's definitely paying off, right? Because what I said before, when Moon was taking away some creeps from Infi's side of the map, Infi is now returning the favor. This keeper is finally level 3, but obviously Moon would have loved to have that a little bit quicker. Now Infi's gonna try to get a few more creeps up the middle of the map. It's dicey, but if he gets away with that one as well, Todd, you gotta be impressed with the way that Infi is opening so far, right?
Oh yeah, and Moon, I like that he went for a camp. He realized that he wasn't getting level 3 from this fight, so he was like, well, I might as well go and get that from one small camp near my base. Now he has that. I think Moon's gonna creep with the Enchanter 4 on his Expo, which Infi looks like he's anticipating, so the keeper's not even gonna be there. The water elemental, the Enchanter 4 is basically dead.
Okay, well, that's nice XP there. But the keeper is way out of position. There was something moving as well on the minimap from Infi's base. Not exactly sure what that was.
Maybe he was sending militia and then send it back.
I almost think that's the case. Now, there's going to be a rifle here, so that rifle is going to get entangled. This rifle will go down. But I'm much more interested in what's happening in the fight on the other side of the map. We know this rifle will go down, Observer. Don't worry about it. This AOW does go down. Can Infi clean up these creeps? That'd be massive, right?
Because the keeper is not even there. That counter-attack, like, it kills the rifle, but is this damage really going to be justified? There's not that many rifles, to be fair. It's only 2 against what I think is going to be 2 more Dryads on the way here. So once you have 5 Dryads against just 2 rifles, if you head in there and you start targeting those casters, they're going to die super fast. And then Keeper can reign supreme once the priests are gone.
What's up with that golem, Todd? You trying to qualify for the Olympics or something? Did you just set a national record of, like, disc throwing? It's right across the screen, mate.
Boulder throwing.
Yeah. Like, all right, another entangles. Obviously, Moon is getting some decent damage done now, guys, with these entangles. These 3 ends adding that additional DPS. Infi's going to try to deny.
Oh my god, so sad.
I think he tried to save it, actually, in the end there, but that's not going to happen. Moon will clean up the last few creeps. Wow, he picked up the greater healing of the golem. That's obviously a very good item.
Yeah, really great item. And you might think of the Keeper as a hero, you know, that will run out of steam eventually and not be nearly as useful later in the game because, you know, everything that he does pretty much can be dispelled. And while that's true, a lot of the time, if you can trade in those fights, and look at how many piercing units Moon has. If you just target those priests and kill them, then again the keeper is going to do so much with entangles and treants as well. And also you can put an orb on the keeper, which is very important. It does so much damage. All right, here we go. He's just going to TP. I think he might not have had Abolish.
I think he did. I think he used that before, but I think he was a bit worried there. Maybe he didn't want to pop his greater healing at the beginning of a fight, right? Like, yeah, the Panda was super low on HP.
And also getting orbs. Oh, wait, he never got Tier 3? He's just messing Dryads.
I think he's expanding, right? Looking at the minimap. The Observer has not shown us yet.
Yeah, well, not the first time.
We're still looking for the Observer in this building, guys. Infi's gonna walk forward now. The Observer is forced to show us that there is a Tree of Life on the way. This is gonna be an easy cancel, but I do think that Infi's probably gonna have to teleport out of this as well, right?
Yeah, so this mass Dryad style is not super durable. It's a lot about getting rid of these casters, getting rid of these rifles, and the battle of the heroes versus heroes. In this case, the Keeper of the Grove doesn't have that much mana. Infi is doing so well right now. Yeah. Like, he did the right thing. He's facing a Keeper. He said, you know what, I'm just going to get a Tunnel Priest with this spell and make sure I remove all of your spells. And I mean, like I said, he manages, like his game sense and game flow is just so good that Infi reads into everything so well. He creeped Jack when Moon was creeping the Expo. He went and cancelled the Expo, and now he's in a great spot. And I think he's got a Peasant on the second base of Moon ready to make a farm as well, +2 attack on the way. The best thing to do for Infi here is creep a bit, maybe. Save a little bit of gold and then go to like 60, 70 supply and Rifle Caster. And I think when you're facing a Night Elf who's stuck on Tier 2 tech, you're going to be doing great in this kind of game. So Infi in the dominant position, in my opinion. Yeah,
Infi is going to clean up that gold mine on the top side of the map. You also got to love his heroes, though, right, Don? I think he's about to get level 4 Archmages over here. And this Mountain King is beefy, man. This is not a weak Mountain King that's going to be able to get targeted down by a couple of Dryads. Meanwhile, the Keeper is being annoying in the main base of Infi, so Infi's going to have to deal with it. Moon is going to try to creep the left top side with his Panda. That'd actually be pretty sick.
Oh, if you could catch the Keeper here, that'd be a dream. Oh, nice stuff. Yo, almost feels like he was baiting that. Yeah. He left that right there. It's like he's going to go for it, thinking he can snipe it. Boom, staff out. And in the meantime, the Panda is creeping as much as he wants to.
Yeah.
Really this is very dangerous because even though Infi has this spell, if you get Panda level 4 or even like level 5 later on, Drunken Haste Breath of Fire nowadays does so much damage. Even if you dispel it right after, like it already will have dealt a lot of damage to this army. And then Moon, he can just late tech into Tree of Eternity and then go into Bears or Giants.
Show me the item, baby. I get so sad when he just tunes away.
You'll find out eventually. In 5 minutes.
Keeper still being annoying. This actually is not a bad moment to attack, right? Especially getting the shop here, Todd. That Panda is very low on HP, so it might be forced to use his greater healing almost immediately. How big of an impact is this Flute going to have, by the way, that Moon picked up as well?
I mean, he has a lot of Dryads in ranged units, so it's going to be pretty good, I would say.
He's got the armor aura, by the looks of it, right?
Yeah.
Demolition.
They're going to base trade. Oh my god. I think Infi has time to kill the tree. Actually, he's not targeting everything on the tree right now.
Oh, that's a good Breath of Fire. This Arcane Tower is still alive, though.
Panda is completely out of mana.
Yep.
A lot of units are going to die very fast inside of the side of Infi here. Moon, okay, he needs to do some Wisp to mine, but he really wants to repair that tree here to make sure he keeps it alive. So many militia are going to die. Oh my god.
I mean, all the militia are going to die, but all of the Wisp have gone down as well, pretty much. There's still a couple left in the main base. Is Moon going to save your Tree of Ages? What is he building in the right?
Oh, Infi's blocking. He's blocking the repair here. Even if there were Wisps trying to go in there, so Moon is not even trying. He's going to TP, but he's going to die before.
It's too late.
And Infi kills the tree. Now all he has to do is TP and defend, and he's going to be in a sick position. Moon can't even TP anywhere. He has to run back.
A couple of these rifle, by the way, have Scroll of the Beast as well, so they have a little bit of extra damage. A few of these Dryads seem to be trapped in the main base. How many workers survived? At least enough to saturate the gold mine by the looks of it. Now he is rebuilding a Tree of Life, guys, in the right bottom side. But that was massive. That was a big victory for Infi.
Moon's going to sell some items and remake the one in his main base too. Like he was this close to having enough gold here to remake one more. Or maybe we're looking at Infi actually.
I'm amazed that
I'm not even sure.
A couple of peasants survived all of that, by the way. How did they survive that, Todd?
Yeah.
It was a full-on onslaught in his main base. Dryads, Xi'ans, Breath of Fire, all of it.
I mean, I guess you see that many peasants, you think like, oh, they're gonna die and he's gonna be so much XP, but it does take time to kill all of them. And there were, it was like a gazillion peasants.
What's this?
Oh my god, Infi. He just reads the game so well. He checks the corners immediately. He's like, I know you, Moon. I've played you so many times. And that's going to be a cancel right there.
And that means no main base for Moon because he's not rebuilding it anywhere else. Let's take a look at the how much. Moon has 209 gold, so I guess if he cancels the Tree of Life.
Yeah, I mean, he already has the one. He was making the one in his main base on the corner on the left side.
Okay, I see.
Which is actually pretty interesting where he made that. I love the use of the Dryads here because they're immune magic. You can just pull that camp out, creep it pretty easily. But I mean, when I look at the way the game is going, I feel like Infi's in a pretty good spot. I don't know how many healing scrolls he has. Like, this is a Panda with 360 mana. If Infi has no healing scrolls here, this could be very dangerous, but I'm going to assume he has at least one. If he has two, this is pretty good.
He just sold the aura immediately, by the way, Todd.
Yeah, because he needs gold.
Yeah. I guess he wants a mana pot.
Yeah.
Or the Panda.
But he can't, like, he lost his tree.
Oh yeah, he lost the shop.
He can get that from the shop. Maybe clarity, I don't know. Anything. Like, healing scroll might be good.
We're gonna get a couple of items. These armies are awfully close to each other, guys. This could very well be it. Moon is definitely not in a position to lose another main base. They're looking for the right engagement. This army of Infi does feel kind of small, though. I'm not sure if he can take care of the Panda, Todd. Like, this Mountain King is gonna have a pretty epic battle, and this is where it starts with a Stormbolt on this Panda, a bash on the Panda as well. But this Panda is feisty, guys.
Yeah, and Infi has to dispel actually his own scroll of protection. The MK is trying to zone out the Panda. This is really well done. He knows that if he takes a straight up fight and tries to kill the units, the Panda, he's going to kill everything. So this is actually really nicely done so far.
Hey, he can run to the tree. He can run to the tree, right?
Yeah, but I think it might be finished now.
Oh, he didn't.
The Panda is going to heal with the Moonwells and then re-engage. And if you look at that human army, it's already lost, I would say, a quarter of the hit points on a whole bunch of these rifles. So Moon is doing a little bit of hit and run. He's going to re-engage. Another Breath of Fire. Panda came back with full mana and full HP. He's going to go down to the target fire here. He's going to force the TP out of Infi.
I like the TP here, though, by Infi. I really feel that was just not a winning battle anymore. He doesn't have that many priests either. The tree count was starting to get pretty high. By the way, Moon did not sell that the Torrent Chieftain aura, so to speak.
Yeah.
He still has that one as well, the Endurance one. So he's got 3 auras with his army. And don't forget, like, I know these are minor things, but he picked up like 3 or 4 strength tomes as well, right, for that Panda. So that Panda is beefy, man. Even without all the items, it's a pretty strong Panda.
Say it's a super Panda?
Nah, it's definitely not a super Panda yet. I mean, I've seen
on level 6, it'll be a super Panda.
I've seen more stacked Pandas in my life, Todd, but it is not a weak empty Panda.
Oh, I love this. They're going to compete for this camp. This is the last big camp on the map. It gives a lot of gold. It can give a sick item as well. Yeah. Moon is looking to maybe try and come from behind. No! He changes his mind. He's like,
goes for the
I know you don't have TP, so I'm going to go for your walkers. And I mean, he sieged the main base of Infi earlier. He knows there's most likely not going to be too many towers, and it's just going to be an arcane tower. And Moon is doing what he does best right now.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know that you want to go for that.
Yeah, I was about to say, that'd be a pretty ballsy TP. So all of these peasants, this time I do think all of them will go down. Look at that Keeper, by the way, it's just carrying all the items. I don't think that Infi cleaned up the entire camp. Now this is going to be a very weird fight here, very deep into the main base. Moon will town Portal out. I hope he didn't send the Dryads too far away, but he does it in the end. This time, Todd, he got all of the peasants by the looks of it, and I don't think there is any money in the bank of Infi.
Yeah, Keeper got level 5. Infi has how many priests? I only saw 1
3,
here.
I think.
2?
I think he has 3 priests.
Imagine if he loses them.
Yeah.
The Keeper is going to make sweet love to this entire army of his.
Man, Moon is actually really turning this one around slowly but steady. Infi wants to get this scam. Meanwhile, Moon is going to get the last few creep on his side of the map.
I wonder if he gets Brilliance level 3 here. Or Water Elementals. Because he does have a lot of rifles. Oh my god. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a sell for me, dog.
This time I'm not going to disagree with you. The Mountain, I guess it's nice to have on your Mountain King, but it's all about the spells, right, of Moon.
If you really hate those Treants, I guess you can keep it on there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Dryads. I think I would go for Brilliance level 3 maybe against this many Dryads, but maybe the goal might be to eventually kill all of them and then have Water Elementals level 3. I think the target fire for Infi should be on the Dryads. He should just like move forward, shoot one Dryad down, move forward, shoot one Dryad.
What are you going to do with the energy on your Mountain King, though? Just storm the Panda?
You keep like, you need to shut that guy up as much as possible.
Well, this is going to be a pretty close one, guys, all down to the wire. Obviously, both players pretty broke.
Oh, this is sick.
Of invisibility as well.
Because remember, he was getting Stormbolted all the time and he couldn't really get close. I would like Moon to maybe click on the Moonwells back at home before engaging to make sure he starts with full mana, but maybe he wants to... Actually, he has no juice, never mind. I thought maybe he wants to engage first, use Breath of Fire, then Staff Home. But no, it's going to be like the full-on base trade that will continue.
It's kind of weird, right? Because the Panda only has 200 mana at this point. It's probably going to use another Breath of Fire here. Those are the last few peasants. Panda's gonna go
Does he
for
drunken haze though, the peasants? Or does he manage his mana a little bit more?
I don't think you drunken haze here. That's crazy. Seems like he just used the breath of fire. The Xi'an's gonna take care of it. Both players are gonna lose all of their mining. No more income. It will come down to one final fight. What level is that MK Todd? Is it
Does he
5
TP?
or 4?
Or does he try the full-on base trade? Because these units, they don't do that much damage to buildings on both sides. But I feel like
The elementals shine here more though, right?
I think the army of Infi does more damage than the army of Moon. Oh my god, he had enough gold for it.
Yeah, but Infi is probably going to scout for that, right? Infi wasn't born last night.
I don't know that he will scout his complete corner, even though he's heading to the top left-hand side right now.
I mean, Xi'an's and Breath of Fire is pretty good as well, but I actually think this is kind of nice for the Waller elementals, because normally against all these Dryads, they don't have much of an impact at all. You got to be careful here. You got to be very, very careful.
He has his stuff.
It
would take
the
fire there? Yeah, it would take the keeper to be really, really close to be able to entangle that and not let it get away. What building does Infi have on the map? I think he has a unit bottom right. He has a farm here on that lab.
I think it's a farm near the lab, right?
He might get eliminated here.
Infi?
Yeah.
I think Moon is going to get eliminated. Oh, Todd! But
I mean that tree is going to finish top left and then dig a tunnel.
Yeah, the Archmage's missed it. Huh? I think he's going to check for it one more time.
Dig a whole tunnel on the Great Wall of China and then get out of the map.
We'll see. I actually think we might still see a fight. I mean, it's been a really fun game, but I do want to see these armies clash now, right? Like, we got this far. We got level 5 heroes. Now give it to me. We've got all the auras. All of these farms are going down. It's very, very important. The Tree of Life. The Archmage is going for another run.
What a game for game number 1 between these two. So sick.
And we've got way more Warcraft coming up after this. Archmage start. Is it on collusion path there? Take a look at the mini-map. There is an Archmage at 9 o'clock. And it needs to go just a little more north. It's going to find it. Elemental.
Oh I mean, it's pretty late though. But
he's got the farm.
Moon's sending Dryads. Oh my god. He sensed this might be coming. So he's sending Dryads to that location. Oh my god, the tree is going to take so much damage.
I mean, level 3 water elementals are nuts. I think the rest of the army is coming as well. I think Infi's got it, Todd. I mean, the army is going to try to save
Moon is running there with everything that he's got. Infi is as well.
Right.
Infi knows that this is the last building. He's going to staff out. They're going to have to fight.
Oh, now they're going to have to fight.
This is better.
I would right-click on the tree, though.
Let them fight.
Okay. Oh my god, the armies are avoiding each other.
You were lagging behind.
Infi, what do you want to do, mate? You want to go for the tree or you want to fight? He wants to fight. He gets the first right immediately.
I mean, Infi can't be sure this was the last building, so he just engages instead, stumbles the Panda. The Panda is really low.
Yep. No healing items on this Panda either. This Mountain King does not care, though. That's another very big Storm Bolt. And he's been getting a couple of nice bashes as well. Not a single Breath of Fire has been casted so far.
He's chasing the tree now. Oh my god, he's trying to get away. Solo on pumps. Moon, you need to re-engage. Yeah. This is your last building.
I think that's it, Todd. These rifles, the Archmage, all of these elementals. This is a little too much. Moon is forced to tap out. Infi will take the first game here on the stage. That was a fun one, Jan.
Yeah. Crazy the way they send it. I can't believe he found that, actually. He checked like every corner with one single unit. Infi just so experienced. Like I said, he reads the game so well. It's very hard to trick this guy. Very hard to make the best of the situations against somebody like him. And even though Moon, you know, he's very crafty, he's very solid with his style of counter-attacking and all that, not quite enough here for Infi in game number 1.
I'm really shocked with how little impact the Panda had in the end, right? Like, it felt like a pretty strong Panda, but I guess the lack of items really hurt that. The MK is just like, you said the MK has to shut the Panda up. Well, I think the MK did that, mate.
Just that,
that Panda looks at the MK and he's like, I don't want that smoke, I'm out of here, you know? Like, it was too much.
I wonder if he still had the Invis potion, which by the way can be dispelled if you know where the hero is. Poor Moon getting some flashback of a Terna stand tank game. He's like, yeah, that was still better than that.
It's been fun. That was a good one. Moon is actually going to be in a little bit of trouble though, Todd, if this continues, right? Like, eventually, you know, he's not down and out yet, but if he loses this one 0-2 and then later today he goes up against TH and he loses that 0-2 as well, that dream of Moon winning a World Cyber Games gold medal can suddenly be in jeopardy once again. And we have to wait for it another year. We're not there yet. It's only one map, but that is something that we have to mention.
You know, Moon, as much as he started this round robin with his match against Lolite, which he lost, the two toughest matches were winning at the end with Infi and then TH, who both are so incredibly good. And you know, when I talk to the Chinese, they don't seem to be so worried about the keeper. And like that game, it really showed. Like, I mean, even though it was a competitive one, they know exactly how to play against it for the most part. Like, Infi did such a good job getting level 3 early, denying level 3 for Moon, which was perfectly nice.
Twice,
If those don't happen, this is a very different game.
Yeah.
If there is Entangle level 2 early on before Priest are there, like, he gets bullied a whole lot more than now, and yeah, it can be totally different. I gotta say though, I'm a little bit surprised by Moon going for a lot of Dryads and Expo here. This is like not the standard build, you know. Like usually you'd see stuff like Bears, going into Bears, like not necessarily quickly. You know, you'd get a bunch of Dryads before that, but not necessarily like the most meta build. But I mean, it's Moon at the end of the day, right? We call him the 5th race because he can amaze us with some of these crazy strategies. When he doesn't work, we can't bash him too hard.
I think Infi did a really good job, like you said, in denying that expand from going up, because obviously if Moon has 2 bases, then those inventories of the Panda and the Keeper, they suddenly look very different, right? It's Heal Pod, Mana Pod, Healing Scroll, and then suddenly those fights, they play out in a very different way as well. And obviously, I really love how ambitious Infi was early on. You said it as well. He's a bit crazy with his creeps, but he was able to get the job done. So we take a look at we take a look at some of these highlights here of the first game. I mean,
that was when the base trade was fully ignited there. I love that Infi was blocking the wisps from repairing, and I really thought after tipping here, it wasn't going to be a much longer game. Like it just was so far ahead, but Moon really made a game out of this. Like if you look at the situation here, he has no tree. He's not going to be able to mine for a very long time. A Dryad gets caught behind, but that Panda behind this, like Moon did such a good job leveling that. And at first, actually, I think, you know, like, a lot of humans, they would have stayed here in this fight. They would have been like, no, you know what, I'm not losing this game. I'm staying here, I'm proud, I'll stand proud, and they would have lost the game right there. But not Infi. He TP'd, you said you liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it. I'll admit that. At the time, I thought he should stay and fight.
Really?
But now that I see those games, I've seen the game, I'm like, this was one of the best moves that he made this game, actually. So I would have been completely wrong.
I thought the flanking Panda was brilliant by Moon, but I just love the mature, wise decision there by Infi to be like, you know what, I feel like this is a bad fight. I think we can do the same fight, but I can be much better prepared, I can be in a much better position, and then I won't have a drunken haze breath fire hitting my entire army, and there were like a lot of trees as well. I really love it. I think that's just like the experience that Infi has, right? I mean, Infi has been a top player in this game since what, 2005, 2004, something among those lines. He's been around forever, and he just realizes which fights he can and cannot take. And I'm still in love with the way that he used the MK late game there. I thought that Panda, that was a weak Panda in the end, guys. That was a scared Panda.
It was a strong Panda, but he got crowd controlled by the Mountain King. Put him back in his cage. Put him back in his place.
Gonna take a look if Game 2 has more Pandas for us, or if we're gonna see a completely different style coming out of perhaps the 5th race. But for now, we're taking a look at the main base of our Chinese WCG previous gold medalist winner. It is Infi. That WCG in Chengdu, definitely one of my favorites. I love that one. I thought it was a very, very good one.
Yeah. His opponent in the top right, in the red, it is Moon. A very different map. Last Refuge than Amazonia. Much easier expansion to creep. But we don't necessarily see expands being played all the time. That's kind of what I liked about this map, is that you got the choice. Like if you really want to expand, it's kind of like Echo Isle, you know, like you can play one base or you can expand, but I feel like Echo Isle is a lot more expansion oriented than Last Refuge even. But on Last Refuge you can really choose. Like you got so much to choose from. You got so many big camps near your base. Sometimes you can open with equipping the shop first, the lab, and that goes for both layers, all the mer camps. So that's 3 big camps, or you can creep the expand first. That's like 4 major choices.
Keeper once again, Johan. Keeper once again, despite the fact that we've seen quite a bit of Demon Hunter in this tournament already as well, and even a little bit of Warden. It seems that Moon is just absolutely in love with his Keeper, and he believes he can do things better. You know, if I think of this map to me, it just takes a long time to get to the other side of the map, right? It's a very long map, I feel, with a lot of camps. And I kind of feel that Keeper shines a little bit more in these like ongoing fights, right? Where you're like in the face of the Terran all the time. You make it hard for Terran to creep. I'm not sure if I like Keeper here. I think I would have preferred a Demon Hunter, actually.
Oh, you know, like the game that we saw previously on Amazonia, I feel like this kind of game comes down to so many small details. And for example, when you make your Ancient of Lore, you want to make them safe, kind of at the back of your base, right? Yeah. Like not at the front, but imagine if they had been a little bit more at the front. They would have helped so much against the base trade that was coming, because then you can't really attack the lords when you're base trading. You want to go for the main tree, but then Moon was able to get in there, not really take damage from the buildings and take down the tree. So even something like that could have changed the game massively. So maybe Moon just looks at the last game and is like, well, all of these details, they kind of added up, and they're what made you successful in the last game, like, well played. But in this one, I'm going to apply myself a little bit more. I'll be a little bit more wary about space trade potential, and I'll play the same style, just better, and this time I'll beat you.
We'll see. Maybe Moon can get a much quicker level 3 on this map, and then he can actually bring the pain a little bit more. I did like a couple of the run-bys, right, with the Keeper trying to entangle Rifle one by one while he was creeping up with the Panda. And that kind of stuff was all pretty cool as the militia's coming over. I don't know, this is such a large map. We'll see. We got a Claws on the side of Infi, and we had a Circlet of Nobility on the side of Moon. And Moon is going to be able to pick off his first.
He might expand here, because he sees the Keeper like creeping on his side of the map. And you might think that Moon's going to expand. This is the dream, by the way.
Super AM! You know it,
Not yet, but it's on its way. Just a couple more. So he saw the Keeper creeping on his side of the map, like the small green camp, and then you know that usually a lot of the time after that it's going to be that expansion being crept and taken on the spot. So Infi is going to expand, and he's going to run to the other side of the map to prevent Moon from doing so.
I gotta say, Moon's got pretty sick items as well. This is +7 intelligence already, guys, for that Keeper. If you thought that Keeper has a lot of entangles, well, think again. It's gonna have a few more. One of these archers is gonna be forced to hide almost immediately.
Infi needs to send something to the lab.
Yeah, that was the case in the previous game as well, right? I feel like he was able to pick off 1 or 2 archers if he would have had that a bit quicker.
But in the previous game, you know, he even crept it first, so you're supposed to have a farm there, whereas like now he's supposed to send something now there.
But you know, getting a couple hits off on this Keeper is not that bad though, right? Moon is scouting the expand, by the way, guys. We can see that on the mini-map. I'm sure that the Observer is going to show to you guys eventually, so I'm expecting a couple of Treants. But I think with the AM here and all the damage that he already did on this Keeper, I think Infi is going to be more than alright here.
Moon really would like to get 1 or 2 kills here to get level 3, but I don't think he's going to be
Oh, this Keeper could actually be in trouble here, Todd. There's a little bit of militia blocking this as well. Very, very well done so far by Infi. Ah, that Footman, that would have been sweet to actually get a few more blocks.
He's chasing something on the top left. Maybe an archer? Yeah,
or
those claws, they're pretty good, but I think getting level 3 here is going to be very important as well. As the Arcane Tower, I'm going to assume completed by now, and Infi's expansion is getting 1 in the main base as well.
Could Moon maybe buy like a neutral hero and make the pressure even harder on that expand? As these archers, they did not get the last hit, I believe. I think it was the troll there, right?
He found Sentry Ward.
Yeah, and he gets the first archer immediately as well. No need to reveal this one. That's what the Sentry is for.
I don't think you can pressure the Expo that much because there's already the Arcane Tower there, and like Infi's just gonna stand there and defend with his Archmage.
What would you like to see here from Moon? What do you think is the right decision for him?
I think just go for lures and expand, but where does he make the expand? Like Infi's going to be working very hard towards cancelling that. There, I see the building in the top left. And that could be an expansion.
These archers are going to have a hard time getting home, no? If that Archmage had boots, by the way, they'd be chasing all of them down.
Do you see that on the minimap on the top left?
Yep.
That would be so sick if you made the tree there, away from where the Footman's standing, so because he saw that, like 400 IQ move.
Well, there is going to be an entangle. Infi is probably going to try to deny it. This time Infi misses, and the Keeper does get level 3. Obviously, you can't hit all of them, guys. And Archmage is very close. Well, I'd love to see Infi just try to kill one of these Treants now, right?
Yeah.
Level 3 AM?
Yeah, for sure. I think he's going to do that, but he wants to pull back first because he knows about the possibility. Yeah, okay, this is what I thought.
Neutral hero.
This is really 400 IQ because I think he saw the Footman head up there. He's like, I can't make it on location, so I'll make it just a little bit below. And now by running by, I think maybe if he saw it, he would want to try to go there now to get a cancel. And I'm going to assume this is a shop that's being made right under the mercenary camp. That's at 12 o'clock.
I think that you're spot on there. Good save on one of those Footmans by Infi. I mean, it's going to be Pandaren Brewmaster once again. But like you said, with this Arcane Tower, how much can Moon really get done here, right?
Okay, the Footman is actually attacking, walking by the tree that's up there now.
Definitely saw it. Infi knows. I feel like Moon is having a hard time really getting anything done, right? Like he would love to get a little more. I think he just landed an entangle maybe on something.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
He's kind of keeping Infi back at home, but he's only you saw what Infi did, by the way. He sneaked away with his Archmage. I think he's going to try to buy a staff and boots, and maybe staff on his Footman to try and get a cancel on that. But I don't think he should be able to get it, but I've been wrong many times when predicting this.
The archers are making their way over as well to push away that Footman.
I think he realized it was too late to do that, so he's heading for the main base instead, which I really like because he's going to attack those wisps.
Alright, Moon is going to have to be on point here. He does have a Dryad here. You don't want to take too many shots from that Elemental on your Dryads. Elementals do crazy piercing damage. Well, that Wisp is in trouble, Todd.
Yeah, this is like construction work. They're all looking at the one guy doing all the heavy lifting.
I want to make a very funny joke. Ain't gonna tell you later. This Elemental does get this belt, as this Archmage is going to join up with the remaining bits of the Footman.
And now Panda has to run all the way there. Like, Panda is really the one thing that you want to have there. All the 2 Breath of Fire.
I mean, that tree is very, very feisty though, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that tree is going to go down. Even though this Archmage does have quite a bit of damage. And I really like the addition of the boots, like you said. If you have 2 claws, I think that's super nice, right? To chase down some of these units a little bit later down. It is an expensive item, the Boots of Speed, but absolutely worth it in a lot of scenarios.
Nice Sentry World, actually, inside of Moon's main base. From Infi, you can see exactly when the tier 3 comes in and everything. And I wonder what second hero, actually, Infi is going to go for here. Is it the Mountain King once again?
Yeah, I think the Mountain King did so good.
Yeah. Grabs a Workshop in an Arcane Sanctum. It's going to be Rifle, Priest, and Mortars here being made. You know, Moon are playing so much pressure, by the way, it prevents Infi from creeping something like the Mercamp, in which case if he gets the Troll Priest.
That's a keeper going.
Getting mana back, I think.
I see. Yeah, the thing is though, this Expand in the end of the day hasn't been in that much trouble though, right? That one Arcane Tower is so nice, this Breath of Fire.
But you don't need to threaten it that much. You know, I feel like maybe like once upon a time you really needed to be very aggressive towards the human, while it's like now, if Moon has Expand and Infi has Expand, even though Infi got his earlier, Moon is going to know how to manage upkeep well enough to kind of catch up on army and do well, you know, in the later stages of the game. And now he's got map control for like the longest time. He's going to start creeping the 2 shops, which are the 2 important things here at this stage. Infi not even trying to contest. He's just going straight for the Mercamp. Fast tier 3, by the way.
Yeah. But if you're Infi, you're kind of happy with this though, right? That you got away with the Expand. There are a lot of scenarios where it's a little bit harder. As one Footman is going to get entangled here, and
on this map, I think you all pretty much almost always get away with it, to be honest. Unless Night Elf doesn't all in, but that wasn't the case there. In which case, like, you either hold and win, or you die and then you lose.
I love the Gyrocopter scouting here. He's got a little bit of vision.
Greater mana on Panda.
Well, it's only a level 2 Panda, right? So,
well,
I mean,
for the next 30 seconds.
Oh, this would be a big camp. If Moon is able to steal this camp away from Infi, that'd be massive. But I don't think Infi is going to sit back and let that one happen.
I don't think he has Dispel yet, so I don't think he really gets a say, to be honest. Against that many Trance and a Tangle.
He's going to try though. He's got a Storm Bolt, Todd. He's got a Storm Bolt. That's a lot of XP.
Moon is just not going to... Like, Moon has the much better army right now, I would say. Gets a Water Elemental, Drunken Haze.
This close to the Terran base, couple of rifles. The first Entangle does connect, first rifle does go down.
He's closing into level 3. Infi is almost delivering him level 3 here. That's oh my god. That's it, level 3. And he still has the greater mana. He can Breath of Fire one more time, then use that, keep on fighting. Infi overextended here for sure. I think once Moon wasn't fighting the creeps anymore, he needed to pull back.
I think he was like, you know what, the start of this fight wasn't really all that bad. There are a few more units out there, but now with that level 3 Panda, obviously still plenty of energy, I believe, or mana rather, on the Keeper as well. Infi is still kind of pushing Moon back though. I don't know why we're not looking at the fight right now. There are 2 armies dancing over creeps. You know why, Todd?
Oh! Alright. I thought the creep was low.
Stormbolt connects on the Panda. I mean, his Archmage is getting a couple of decent shots in, but obviously, you know, it's not exactly the machine gun that you're dreaming of.
They're both going to go straight to 80. And Infi going for tier 3 actually is going to get Fragmentation Shard on his Mortars to really counter the Dryads as well as he can. He's going to have to think of the Bears though, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bears, even though it still could be Giants. So many Trance here are going to come in. Does he not have... he does have Dispel, but he chooses to Dispel the Drunken Haze instead of the Trance here. Panda put in some serious work.
Panda better get the hell out of there. A lot of these Dryads are taking some good damage now though as well from these Mortars. A few rifles in the mix. The Treants are going crazy. Oh my god. Stormbolt will take care of this Panda. And Infi gets a massive W there in a fight that looked dicey to begin with.
Yeah, that was so important. Panda level 3 is going to take a long time to remake. It was a big part of the Night Elf army power, and now Moon is still fighting for some reason.
Like, that's another Dryad going down. I think that this Archer is going to go down as well. Stormbolt being used, maybe a little overkill, but man, Infi, that was a sick combo. He's so good at like taking care of that Panda, Todd.
Yeah, Moon is on 53 supply against the 64 of Infi. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I'm really surprised that Moon came back in because it seemed obvious like that was gonna happen. I thought he would just stay back, wait for the Mountain King to use the Stormbolt, and then come back in. Use Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and then TP out, but
that was really
a little bit overly ambitious here.
Infi has been handling these fights so incredibly well. Very impressed by his army positioning. Let's take a look at what this Mountain King picks up. Clap being used. One Wisp goes down, the other one. Sobi Mesky. Okay. Few more Stormbolts, few more Clappies.
Oh, you got the... Didn't you get the claws?
Oh, he got a plus. He got a plus 12.
I think.
Why did he get the Sobi?
It is a Super Archmage now. From the lab, no?
Okay.
Oh my god, this army looks so scary, especially with Fragmentation Shot. And then once Giant style, but it feels like Infi already opened, like he knew that was going to be the case. Like the counter to this giant army is really to go for Knights, Mortars, Priest, and obviously you have to go for Rifles first and foremost, which he did.
I want to see this AM out. I'm like super focused on it though.
This Archmage, straight murder.
Doing some pretty decent
Jason
damage.
Bourne, they call him.
First Knights on the way now as well. Like you said, the Mortar team are getting their upgrades. That was such a big pickup, getting that Panda there. It really slowed Moon down, right? There's very little that Moon could have done afterwards. Moon's going to try to get a couple creeps now in the middle of the map. But that Keeper, like I feel right now the armies get so big that the impact of the Keeper is a lot smaller, right? Plus 24 and a Gloves of Haste. Now that's a super AM.
You just graduated to John Wick here. And now Infi is confident he's basically at 80 supply. So he has at least one healing scroll. I think if he gets the second one, he can go for a massive push here. He's gonna catch the Keeper. I don't know if he transfer the TP. Okay, he's just gonna stab.
Panda's gonna take a lot of damage. A Clap, Mortars, the Mountain Giant's gonna try to save it. Barely, but it takes a lot of damage. Jeez.
Some big taunts, but I mean this army is just so hard to stop, especially with this many priests healing everything in a fire again. Not really going to be counterable here. You need to use so many wisps to try and fight against this, but Infi, even if he starts running out of steam, I assume he would just TP out here from there.
Creeps are going to join in the mix as well. This is going to be a very chaotic fight. It's going to be a very long fight, and then Tangle does connect on that Knight.
Oh my god, those Dryads.
Infi will take care of it. The Dryads cannot even participate in that battle.
Like from so far as well. They're like not even fighting this fight, and they're still melting.
Look at the Giants, I thought. They're taking good damage. I mean, normally it's very hard to get a Giant to like half HP. He got healing wards from this camp. Alright, well that's pretty disgusting. That's incredibly useful there.
Moon's gonna have to stand there for a while though to make sure he can heal. Sundering Blade's gonna be on the way to help with those Knights damage, as well as Animal War training. But I mean, he has Inner Fire on everything. Like Moon, you need like 6 wisps to detonate in the middle of this army here. To remove the Water Elemental, remove a lot of mana on the heroes and casters, and remove Inner Fire most of all. You're never gonna win this without wisps here.
Triple Water Elemental just firing away there. All of these Mortar teams going crazy on the back line. These Dryads have taken sick damage. The Mountain King is going crazy. The Keeper is taking a lot of damage. The Keeper goes down. And Infi very, very close right now to a 2-0 victory over Moon.
Yeah, the Panda is going to have to save the day here, but he's going to get targeted down as well. No anti-magic potion here. Still so much left over for Infi, who's completely out-healing any damage that Moon is doing here, thanks to the Pala and those priests as well. He's got a stab that did some work. The Panda goes down and Moon taps out. Infi will win 2-0 here. Putting Moon down at 3 wins and 2 losses in this group, with 1 match left to play against the very dangerous TH00.
Wow. I mean, this can actually get a little bit crazy. There's a lot of calculations we can make down the line. We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves, but damn, man, what a performance by Infi. I really feel like you only need to give Infi like the smallest moment, and he will capitalize on it. I felt like that hero kill on the Panda here in the main base of Infi, or close to the main base, came kind of out of nowhere. He was so fast with it, like Stormbolt, Clap, went for it immediately. I was very impressed.
And Infi is now 3-2 in this group, with his last match scheduled to be against Hunter from Peru. If I was Hunter and I saw this game, I'd be pretty worried, because Infi looked incredible. Yeah. But then again, Hunter plays very differently, I think.
Yeah, he likes Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
I've seen him run around with Demon Hunters a lot. He's mana burning everything he can get his hands on. He took a map off TH, actually. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, yeah. TH definitely seemed mortal in this tournament. Like, Side didn't win a map, but they had some pretty close games.
I mean, did Infi lose a series so far? He lost 1, right?
Yeah, he lost 1. He lost to Hawk.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
the
Epic
yeah,
games.
the sick human vs. human.
The best games of the tournament so
but
far.
in a way, I feel like everybody looked a bit mortal. No, who looked invincible so far?
Yeah, that's true. But I say that's more because, you know, sometimes you go into a tournament like this and then up until, you know, the semi-finals or finals, neither Infi or TH, they have looked mortal at all.
Yeah, no, it's seems like this could very well be anybody's tournament. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that Night Elf vs Human. We absolutely did. Now, like we said before, we've got 2 more best of 3s coming up. The next one is going to be Side
Versus Lowlight.
our Frenchman.
Yeah. He's not doing too well. He's already out pretty much, but still can try and win some games here and there to say, you know, that he was well deserved that he was there. I mean, even though we already know that it was the case, yeah, I'm sure he would love to win some games against some of these players.
Yeah, that European qualifier looked pretty feisty with a lot of very good players making it to the final 8. You know, it's actually kind of cool, guys. Well, I don't know if cool is the right word, but last night we had the opening ceremony, and it was a beautiful opening ceremony, traditional WCG style, everybody carrying their flags, a couple speeches. But the tournament actually started yesterday already. So a couple people are like, World Side, but games, like I'm 0-4 in my group, like I'm never going to make it to the playoffs. I'm kind of done.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, a lot of those guys on stage were 0-4, mate.
I think Side was already, he had lost a bunch of series, and he was on the stage still smiling.
Yeah.
There were only 2 French players on the French team.
Well, apparently, yeah, the Netherlands only had 1.
Yeah.
But she counted.
Yeah. I don't even know what she plays.
Nobody knows. A
I
robot.
find out.
I think it's a robot game. You know,
The Chinese team's a little bit imbalanced better compared to everybody else. They had like 100 players on stage.
No, it's like I really wonder who's going to win the World Cyber Games this year. You know, who gets the most medals? It's like, well,
hey, who knows?
Yeah,
maybe not them.
No, that's true. But I think in Warcraft 3 they've got a very good chance. I think, aren't they good in Crossfire? I have no idea.
I think they're good at everything almost.
Yeah.
Like Dota 2, they're pretty good.
Dota, I think they've got a very good chance, right? Because I think CDEC is playing for. CDEC is.
I don't know anything about it. I just know they're supposed to be like one of the best countries.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they can send like 12 teams. They can send 12 teams.
I think StarCraft, they don't have a good chance.
No, that's gonna be hard. I mean, I actually watched a little bit of Xi'an against Neve. That was a sick game, though. That was really, really fun. We're gonna take a look at some of these highlights coming up, I believe, of the last map that we haven't done yet. I want to see that Mountain King. Bam! Bolt! Clap! GG.